Hello and welcome to Game 3 of this best of 3 to see which one of these two teams will make it on to the semi-finals. We are watching the AMD Premier League. SheeverGaming will face Rattlesnakes, and one of these two teams will be making it out of the quarterfinals and the other one won't. We have seen one game for each going their way in terms of results, and both were quite one-sided. We're gonna see if maybe this third game can be a little bit more even. Of course, I am joined by Kanaz. He is my co-caster for today, and welcome back.
Good to be here.
So we have now seen both teams getting stomped. I think we can say that, right?
Yeah, I think we could say that.
How can these teams
which
stop?
stomp here.
Yeah, how can we stop that from happening? How can these teams stop that from happening?
Rattlesnake's turn to pick.
Well, the first game, Insidious ran that aggressive tri-lane that really just kind of failed a little bit, and it's hard to win a game. When that happens, things just spiral out of control very quickly. In the second game, I think it was a little bit more interesting. It was just Rattlesnake picked this lineup that needed a lot of experience to really get going. And Insidious had this lineup that didn't need any experience really to get going, and they just started pushing very, very quickly. They got a ton of tower gold under their belts, and they also got some early kills, maybe just due to misplay. I see maybe positioning himself a little bit poorly in the bottom lane on that Batrider, which just gave additional gold to inexperience to that tri-lane. And things just all spiraled out of control that way for them in that game. Once you have a lot of tower gold on your side and the other team doesn't really have any, and you have the level advantage with pushing heroes like Nature's Prophet, like Chen, it's very easy to just push a team out of the game.
Yeah, Chen is still in the pool if Insidious wants to pick it up again. Alchemist, OD, IO, and Bat no longer in the pool. We still have a Lifestealer for Rattlesnake. They made it work in the first game. Basically, Lifestealer's got a 100% win rate in this series.
Yes, he does. Lifestealer, hell of a hero.
Yeah, maybe they can make it work now as well. Because we're seeing Insidious actually thinking about these two pickups. We are taking to a bonus time for them. We've seen Visage ignored in the previous game, or at least in the first pick phase, but they still end up going for it, and they pick up the Weaver with that as well.
Turn to pick.
Yeah, Weaver is a hero that we've seen quite a bit, and actually Visage getting picked up is, I guess, sort of surprising since the teams like basically ignored it last game. But definitely a hero that we see played quite a bit as a very high tier support, picked up very early in the draft, and definitely powerful. It's pretty standard for these picks in the new meta, even if these bans are maybe a little unusual.
Yeah, Rattlesnakes again. I mean, they are the team that uses the least bonus time of these two so far, but I mean, making it to a third game, I mean, that's probably gonna give them a little bit of a pause. They're up against a team that beat Rising Stars. I kind of find Rising Stars a bit of the nemesis of Rattlesnakes. Maybe that's because of their names, but I feel like they are...
Because they're both RS?
Yeah, and maybe that's... But they also feel like so even in skill level. Am I wrong in that?
I mean, I don't know. They're probably comparable. I think I usually favor Rattlesnake in the matchup. But... a lot of teams can beat a lot of teams in the Chinese scene, just the same as the Western scene.
Yeah. But yeah, Insidious Gaming, they did beat Rising Stars, and Rattlesnakes, well, one game away from elimination if it goes the same as previous game. So far, though, they have a bit more sturdy heroes, but still heroes that need some farm as well. We've got a Queen of Pain ban out after the Dragon Knight got picked up for Rattlesnakes, and Insidious Gaming once again taking their time to think about their bans, and probably will end up banning some supports. We still have the Shadow Demon in the pool. It's the Chen that will be banned out first, but Shadow Demon would be a good pickup together with a Lifestealer if they want to go for an aggressive tri-lane. That might even still be possible too. Rattlesnake, I think they have to be careful about not being all too greedy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think the Chen, I'd be surprised if Chen didn't get banned out. Having a jungler support has been kind of key in these last couple games. Just having a hero that was getting experience in another way has been very, very useful for these teams. And of course, in the second game, we saw him and his pushing prowess coming to the forefront, which maybe wasn't as apparent when Rattlesnake played him. But yeah, I think they need to... Rattlesnake have to be careful with starting Lifestealer Dragon Knight. Like you said, if they go too greedy, it's going to be kind of awkward for them if Insidious just pick a very aggressive lineup in response, because Weaver can already go very aggressive as a carry. You can sort of stack minus armory type items. We've seen like Arteezy do it for KP many times in the past and just completely take over a game. And Visage is a support that can do a lot of burst damage already, so they can have a very aggressive lineup here. And Rattlesnake could just get pushed out of the game again before anything really comes online for them.
Yeah, let's see what Insidious goes for first, because of course we still have the puck in the pool in terms of aggressive mid-game heroes. Queen of Pain and Templar Assassin banned out. Rattlesnakes know that they can't really deal with that aggression at the moment, at least not with these two pickups. But puck would still be something that they might be looking in towards for Insidious Gaming.
5 seconds remaining.
What else do we have in terms of aggressive mids? I like Beastmaster. He's not that aggressive, but level 6, he's gonna roam around and get kills.
Yeah, I mean, Beastmaster could be great for setting up kills. Queen of Pain could move around, but she obviously got banned out. Puck is a very aggressive mid. I don't know that these teams play it as much. Storm could certainly work. He needs a good start, maybe a little bit more than some of these other heroes, and he's a little less resilient in that in the lane to early ganks. Though I guess they haven't been rotating towards mid very, very early for these particular teams in this matchup. Maybe they will in this game. Maybe that'll be the secret as we get really early mid ganks. But the supports have been kind of focused on the lanes, and some of that is just they've had to. Like the first game was the try versus try situation, obviously. So the supports are kind of kept in the lane. Alright, so we're going to Rubik Crystal Maiden. Crystal Maiden worked out very well for Rattlesnake in the first game.
It did. Though it was also combined up with a Weaver that had high ping and an Alchemist that was getting first blood earlier and got quite a good kill count on that Weaver.
Yeah, I mean, that was good for the first kill, but Crystal Maiden was able to set up a lot of kills throughout the game, especially in combination with that Shen. So, like, you could say, well, they got a little lucky with the first one, with the lag spike that Weaver suffered, etc. But Crystal Maiden was able to do a lot of work. I was surprised that they chose to get the ult. Like, the ult's pretty bad, but her other...
Wait, what? Are you calling Crystal Maiden's ult bad?
Oh, yeah, I'm calling Crystal Maiden's ult bad.
But no!
Crystal Maiden's ult's super bad.
It got buffed!
Yeah, and it's still really bad.
I think not.
It's like if Chaos Knight's stun did between 0 and 1500 damage. And it had this kind of cooldown, and you just channel it, I guess, because it doesn't. You never know if it's going to do anything. Sometimes it just does nothing. You can get really unlucky with it, and the Novas just won't hit anything.
But if you can stand there and cast it, it's going to be really great if you actually hit people with it. But that's the trouble. You don't know if you are able to hit people with it, but if you do, it's good. By the way, your nemesis has arrived.
Oh yeah, it's Razor. I mean, I don't think of him as my nemesis, but definitely not a hero I'm a fan of.
Oh, nice up against Lifestealer though.
I really like him against Lifestealer because stealing damage of Lifestealer is obviously very powerful. Rage does not dispel that. It doesn't remove the link. So it's a pretty good hero against Lifestealer. But I've seen teams try this before where they're like, oh, we'll just pick Razor and go up against Lifestealer. He's a counter. And then they get like destroyed in lane because Razor is kind of like pretty poopy in lane. I don't know.
Poopy in lane.
He's not very good. I don't know. It's just my thoughts. People are probably already complaining that I'm making fun of Razor and he's their favorite hero or something.
Well, there. Everybody is allowed to have their favorite heroes. We're back into the banning phase though. We've got a Darkseer picked up by Rattlesnakes for the last, so I think that they hereby have all their cores. So that means that either jungle hero or another secondary support for Rattlesnakes will be the one to get picked up, and therefore also the one that gets banned out by Insidious, who banned out both jungle heroes already, and they ban out the Earthshaker next. And Insidious, I mean, they are still missing one of their cores. They have a Razor and a Weaver, both could turn on the solo lane role, and still missing one of their cores. I already hereby think that the cores for Insidious Gaming are going to be more cores, so it's going to be better. More cores is better. Depending on what they go for last.
You just get more cores.
Yeah.
I think
Reserve time.
I'm really not sure what these teams are going to go for with their last pick. I think Insidious probably want to, like you said, a core. They need something. here. I don't
Hey!
know what they're gonna...
Ursa made it through
Dire team pick.
Oh, but he got banned again. Rattlesnake have banned Ursa every game.
in different phases though.
Yeah, it was the first phase, the second game, the second phase, the first game, third phase, the third game. So I guess I just don't. I haven't seen like a ton of games with formerly Netflix, now Insidious. Like I've seen them play, and I don't remember ever seeing them play Ursa. So I must have just missed some sweet games where they had an Ursa that dominated the game. I'm gonna go look this up later.
That's a good
Try and
idea.
find some sweet Ursa games.
Maybe yesterday they did that up against Rising Stars. It could be.
It's possible. I didn't see that series. That's
Oh, but they go for a Slark instead. Let me just sit up straight again for that one. Slark!
Ooh.
I like it. It brings some extra aggression, and I don't know what Rattlesnakes can really do against that. They go for Bounty Hunter as their last one, so that means the Darkseer will be in the jungle, and that they do have a bit of a 3-core going for them, but what's gonna keep them from dying before they reach their levels?
I don't know. I mean, that's always a question that you have to ask yourself when you play Dota. What's going to stop me from dying? And I don't know if it's just going to be there and have to outplay them particularly hard, which seems like a scary proposition when you're going up against another professional team, especially one that just absolutely decimated you in the previous game.
Yeah.
I don't know if what these lanes are going to look like either. Are they going to run like an aggressive Razor tri-lane? Are they going to send Weaver to the safe lane solo, to the off lane solo? I think the aggressive Razor tri-lane might be a thing you can consider when you see that Rattlesnake are probably committing pretty hard to jungle Darkseer, which is somewhat... It's not very fast early on. Like, eventually he's okay, but he takes a lot of damage early, and he can't really rotate out of that jungle at all.
No, he can't. So it's slightly greedy. It depends on how much Insidious Game can actually do in that early game to maybe delay the levels on Rattlesnake. But so far, I'm thinking Insidious Gaming is looking pretty strong. But I would still, like, if you would ask me who would win, I would still say Rattlesnake purely because they, on paper, should be doing better. But we'll see. We saw Insidious Gaming fighting, and it's definitely no joke. So we're gonna see if they can do the same thing here. Who is playing what, you ask? Well, I shall tell you. Ninja Boogie will be on the raid game. Smurf or El Smurf will be on the Visage. Jibis will be playing the Slark. In the mid lane, Mr. Keo on the Rubik. And last but not least is Rave Blue, the one who's been playing the off lane so far and will therefore be on the off lane again. This time he has 2 supports with him, sending the Razor on the solo safe lane. But that's everybody on the dire side for Insidious Gaming, formerly known as Natolic Singapore.
Yep, and for the Radiant, we're going to have Rattlesnake. We have Luo playing the Lifestealer. He's currently hanging out in the safe lane. Mid lane is going to be Lanham on the Dragonite. Crystal Maiden is walking through the middle lane as well. That's going to be handled by Kabu. Sagam, he's going to be on the Darkseer, kind of expecting him to just end up in the jungle. And finally, their off lane will be Icy on the Bounty Hunter.
Is this a aggressive tri-lane? I mean, Kabu can be taking an Iron Shell upon himself. He's got an Invis rune. It's nice. Oh, we already have a rotation though. Mr. Keo. It's no joke. Goes in together with Smurf. Wants to take down the Dragonite. Crystal Maiden is hanging around here though. Mr. Keo, that's a tower. That hurts.
Yeah, towers, they're pretty painful when they do like 70 plus damage to you at level 1 and you have like 500 health. So yeah, Kabu's running around scouting things out, making sure that Lanham's safe in this middle lane, at least to start things off. Sagam's going to be spotted now.
Yeah.
I guess they figured out that he was jungling aggressively.
Yeah, and
because they have those wards up.
Yeah, and he only has an Iron Shell. Oh, up the high ground with you. Kabu, stuck. No TP scroll. Kinda sad.
Yeah, this has been a thing that I've always been somewhat confused about.
Oh my god! She is farming.
Got there.
Hit
Prepare.
Hit the small one. Or the big one.
No, he's gonna freeze it to get extra damage in.
Well.
Yes.
This is actually kinda okay for Kabu. I mean, he's gonna get level 2 from this. And enough gold for a TP scroll.
Or he can upgrade the courier.
Someone else
So that he can actually get the TP scroll.
Well, the courier upgrade money is there soon too with the next one. And she's actually gonna be... She's not gonna be blocking the next camp, and the next camp will come soon. Like...
This is really awkward.
It's actually working out. In comes the next wave. the next creep wave.
I think he's planning on doing it too. He's trying to get out of sight.
Yeah, just so that he doesn't block it. And there is a new camp. Kabu, you've got targets to take down. He does upgrade the courier. Chibix? Oh, nice! Rune deny. Kabu still sitting there. Denies
Chibix is
rune.
pinging. He's like, there's a Crystal Maiden just working as a farming ward up on this cliff. He's denying my runes and stuff. What's going on in this
Yeah,
game?
and the pings come up. It's like someone is top farming the camp, but they don't have wards anymore. And I mean, you don't want to spend your sentry wards up the high ground there, because Kabu can just walk out of range for that one. And the observer wards are already used, as you pointed out. They're in the Radiant jungle.
This is an awkward game.
I mean, do you think she's gonna be able to kill the last one in 10 seconds? Use your frostbite. No, 10
I don't
seconds
think she's
left.
gonna be able to do it in time.
It's a shame.
The frostbite won't even kill it. It doesn't really do that much damage at level 1. He's doing it now.
Yeah, it's too late now. Second too
Yeah.
late. Otherwise, it would have been on time, I think.
Yeah, I think he might have been able to do it if he just like immediately used the frostbite. I think he's getting his TP scroll by now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on the courier.
It is. Well, that's nice. He still managed to get almost level 3 from it. It's not bad at all.
It's more experience than Crystal Maiden would normally see this early in the game. So sweet. Gonna head down to the bottom lane, maybe just to help out Luo a little bit, who's struggling somewhat against the Weaver. Weaver's a pretty okay matchup against Lifestealer. It's kind of hard for Lifestealer to ever land attacks on Weaver, simply because of Shikuchi, and as a result, you usually take up quite a bit of harass.
Is under attack.
Yep.
Ooh, Kabu couldn't quite get the frostbite off.
He does. I don't think they have enough damage to take him down though, but it would have allowed Lifestealer to get some more HP back if he open wounded him, I guess.
Yeah, and with the early point in Arcane Aura, you kind of want to be using your mana since it's double on Crystal Maiden. So I think you just want it for harassment purposes, not really for, oh, we're gonna kill this stupid ant.
Kill the stupid ant. Stupid ant actually has got himself the Ring of Aquila, so he's actually doing quite nice. 16 last hits for him, while Luo's sitting on 18. It's at least kept even. In the meantime, on the top lane, Icy is going to be the target here. Ninja Boogie and Mr. Kyo and Smurf are going to try to lay down some pressure on the tier 2. With that, they do give some more experience to Icy, because he is of course going to get that experience from all the creeps that go down here. But, oh, he has to be careful though. Telekinesis there. Sentry ward goes down. This could be the first blood. Icy Soul Assumption is going to be enough. He is invisible again, but that... Oh, Plasma Field not doing enough. He'll be just fine. Icy lives. No first blood on the board just yet.
Oh, they only had one sentry between them because they placed the other one in the jungle much earlier.
Yep.
So yeah, he's able to get away as a result of that. Very, very good on Icy to be able to walk away from it. They do lose the tower, but that was going to happen no matter what.
Yeah.
Somewhat unfortunate for him that he can't really be close to the creep wave because he knows that sentry's there.
Oh. Mid lane is having some issues for both players, both very low. We do have a full bottle up on both players as well, though. And now
and Shivix is also level 6,
Yeah.
so being low doesn't mean anything to him anymore.
Yeah, level 6 also up on the Dragonite, so maybe seeing some push soon coming off in the mid lane tower. But we'll see. Because, I mean, this is kind of the time where... Oh, they're going to go for it. One Dragon Tails. Oh, they need. No Dragon
No mana. No mana for Dragon
That's a
Tail.
shame. He still had that one charge, though. Would have had it right now, but goes for the tower instead. And Jivix, as you said, I mean, he's got his ulti, so... Yeah, that was the mana from Lanham. Kind of a bit too late. That means that no first blood just yet happened. In the meantime, Kabu, level 4. I really think that actually helped him more than it hurt him. Than on the top
Yeah,
lane.
I think it did too, which is really awkward.
Yep. And you can't do it to your teammates, so you have to get lucky to get put up the high ground. But hey, it worked out. In the meantime, we have a smoke. Mr. Kyo and El Smurf rotating middle. Possibly middle. Well, Icy is actually now farming a little bit. They don't have sentries though, or do they have new ones? Nope. They were expecting to see a Dragonite. However, they find a... Well, they find someone else. Chibi, by the way, rotated. He's bottom. But he gets scouted out. Courier will kept safe. Brave Blue looking for it. Can't find it anymore. Kabu in the jungle. It's got that sentry as well, so should she be overextend, there could be a frostbite and a sentry, no will to keep me safe, and that's gonna be the smoke not really doing any good in the mid lane either. Icy, he'll be safe, and no kills happening just yet. We are 7 minutes into the game, and no first blood on the table.
Yeah, and it hasn't even been a particularly passive game. There's been plays that were interactive with each other. It's just, oh, that smoke got actually broken on Mr. Keo immediately by the invisible bounty hunter just standing there.
Yeah.
Real unfortunate. Fortunately, Visage still does have the smoke, so he's going to be able to make it towards the top lane. I just don't think they'll be able to kill him. It might be close.
They might go for Lana here, by the way, who missed a Breath of Fire, but he just forced him away. In comes the support, though. Smurf still has it, and they should see it, or at least they should know it. Lanham is indeed rotating already. In the meantime, IC keeping it kept safe in the middle as well. I mean, normally I like Slark, but he needs to be more aggressive, I think. He needs to try to find kills. Then again, where is he gonna find kills? Well, actually, bottom lane, Crystal Main. Nice bait for him. And nice bounce away.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Crystal Main is typically food type hero. I don't. He can try and go down there and set up the kills. It's okay if he's just like farming right now, though. If he gets a lot of level advantage, it's very difficult to deal with the Slark as the game goes on. He's moving around though, and at least if he keeps his tower safe, he's not like a detriment to his team or anything.
Yeah, one thing that I love about Slark is that he is basically a counterward machine. He just pinged because he knew that he was visible, because his ulti disappeared. But he knew that there was a ward of the high ground there for the Radiant team purely because of that. And that's going to be warding with the counter ward, Mr. Keo. Making sure that there's no vision for rattlesnakes.
Yeah, it's really convenient that you can just walk around and whenever it turns off, you're like, well, either there's an invisible hero here standing next to me, or there's a ward. So, make counter ward, and yeah, take away more sight off the map from Rattlesnake.
In the meantime, Dragon Knight felt the need to TP out under the nose of Shibi, and he can't do anything to TPing heroes, so that was a bit sad for him. Just seeing his prey getting away in front of him. It was a Dragon form used. He is close to getting the tier 1 tower down. So far no towers down on the side of Insidious Gaming. Only the tier 1 tower on the top lane for Rattlesnake is the one that dies. I don't feel like any team is really getting out ahead from this one. Both are just keeping it even. Oh, maybe now we're going to have first blood. Kabu being scouted out. He knows that he's in trouble. He's just going to try to TP out. Will he be in time? Yes, he will be. So one thing that you can do up against an... up against a Slark. Yes.
Just TP out. Be like, I don't want to deal with this thing.
Yeah,
You're scary. I'm going to leave.
It leaves Luo by himself, though. He has to be careful, because there's 3... people on this Radiant side of the map, including Wave Blue, of course, but in comes the other. It is Shibi that already shows himself. We also have got the Rubik around here. In comes the Cryptstorm, doesn't catch out Lua though. They don't see where he is. That's gonna be a help for him. Blue goes into the wrong side of the jungle, also scouted out by Luo. He knows that he might be in danger. He is not yet TPing out though.
Yeah, they're just kind of sitting around right now. They're trying to cut off the creep wave, set up a kill on this tower. Their creep wave's gonna die momentarily, but the new one will be arriving. They're gonna cut off the next one, maybe. Let him, buddy.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh, he's porting.
He's porting out. He actually went to the bottom lane. He was getting surrounded by 5 enemy heroes.
Yeah, that was pretty scary for him. Fortunately, he's a professional player. He's carrying a TP scroll.
Yep.
Just ports down to the bottom lane. And he managed to get that double damage and bottled, so they'll have that for this fight.
Yeah, if it's gonna turn into a fight, because Rattlesnake is actually outnumbered right now. Oh, actually, no, they have a Lifestealer infested. They've got 4 versus 4. Because there is no Razor in this fight. He's mid, and the Darkseer is still top. But Darkseer does have a TP, could be here any moment if he wanted to be. But looks like Insidious Gaming only wants to fight when they know that they are outnumbering their opponents, and they back off.
Yeah, that's really just a smart play in general. You don't even want to take fair fights. You always want to fight where you have an advantage. So just if they're not going to lose anything by dodging the fight, that's probably fine. The kind of issue is that Lanham has double damage on this Dragon Knight, and he's just going to kill their tower now if they don't do anything about it. And they're not really doing anything about it.
They kind of
Poison
can't.
dragons.
Double damage dragon. It's a scary thing. In the meantime, there's tracks everywhere. Fortification goes out, and actually the TP comes in from Razor.
The tower's in deny range.
It will be getting denied. Well,
Yeah.
that means that the towers are even in terms of
Being denied.
actually towers dead. Oh, wait a second, driving tail. Nah, Schlark's still gonna be able to get himself away with Shadow Dance. He still has an infested lifestealer in him, though, by the way. He's just tagging along.
Yeah, it's really weird that he's still infested in. They're gonna be able to get this mid tower down though, and no one's really around. They don't have Glyph this time to defend it, and they neither managed to get the last hit for Sillies. Yeah, so they take 2 towers. It's kind of unfortunate the bottom one got denied. I think they probably could have safely forced the issue, but they didn't want to risk it, and I guess I can see why there's no real need to risk it.
Yeah. This is gonna be
Really passive long game.
yes.
Under attack.
Yup.
And we just had an item pick up, but I kind of forgot it when I saw it. Which was it? Oh, we had the mechanisms. But both teams don't have a mechanism, so that's even as well. So if there is a fight, both teams are on
Whoa.
even ground in terms of having a mechanism.
Razor has mechanism? That's
Yes,
confusing.
Kabu is about to be the first blood, by the way. No hope for him. First blood goes away of Rave Blue. And, yeah. Nicely done. I mean, it is a logical kill, as in Crystal Main, this most squishy one. Was maybe Kabu being out of position because there's nobody of his team around.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Eye of the Storm actually being used for that.
Top tower.
But a
Yeah,
kill
I don't
nonetheless.
know that that was necessary, but they do get the kill. So, first blood, it's a big kill. I mean, it's first blood. It happens to be 13 minutes in, but first blood, they get a tower out of it too. There's not a lot that Rattlesnake are doing about it. I guess top tower did go down
Yeah,
at some point.
they took the top tower. So no tier 1 tower standing on the side of Insidious Gaming anymore.
Dire's top
That's
tower
gonna be
is
nice,
under
but they kinda need to protect their own tier 1 right now, because it looks like that's where Insidious Gaming is gonna head towards. We have an infested lifestealer again, and every time that we see this, Misi's not farming. They're actually hurting him quite a bit. Dragon Tail, here comes the rest, here comes the burst. Kabu has to be careful there, because those birds hurt quite a bit. Vacuum into the wall, Static Link, making sure that Darkseer doesn't really do that much damage, and Ninja Bookie does all the more. Soul Assumption up on Luo. He doesn't have a rage anymore, and he will end up going down. He's the only one that dies here in this fight. Another kill going the way of Insidious Gaming. Tracks or not, doesn't matter. It is Rattlesnake that is backing off, and they need to be.
Yeah, it's one of the constant issues with facing up against Slark. You have to be able to burst him down, and with a lineup that like the one Rattlesnake currently has, they have really no burst. I guess like Breathe Fire and Crystal Nova. There's not a lot. Even those spells I'm naming are like whatever, negligible in terms of overall burst. So Slark is just going to keep waving in and out of the fight. Comes in, takes some damage, like alright, I'll jump out for a little bit. Gets basically all of his health back, runs back in and does damage again.
Yep.
And they don't have the lockdown, and they don't have the burst damage to take him down quickly. Having one of your basically 2 stuns be Frostbite is actually terrible against Slark, because he can just use Dark Pack to remove the Frostbite.
Yeah, in the meantime, Insidious Gaming not backing off from the middle. On top of that, I'm actually quite surprised to say that experience graph is in favor of Rattlesnakes. Oh, they want to go for Icy, and they will be able to get him down. Bounty Hunter, Sentry Ward next to the tower will,
Radiant's middle tower is
yeah, will help killing him off. And maybe they can even keep it. Maybe not, though. TP out from the Crystal Maiden just in time, got jumped on by Shibix. Dragon Tail could be there. He just gets it off. There it is. Is there enough damage? Is there a Breathe Fire? No, it's on cooldown, but the Iron Shell might be enough. There is a kill on the Slug. First kill to go in the way of Rattlesnakes. Open Wounds up on Ninja Boogie. Breathe Fire helping out. Ninja Boogie will go down. Second kill in the hands of Rattlesnakes. Can they get more is the question. The Surge is there. The Slow is there as well, though, giving Smurf a bit of a speed boost, and it should be enough. There is an Open Wounds again in 1 second, and Smurf is actually not helping his case right here, and that should be the kill. Yes. Nice kill steal from Lana, but that's 3 kills going the way of Rattlesnakes. They keep their tier 1 tower, important, though it's still very close to dying. But they kill off some important heroes as well.
Yeah, it's a good fight by Rattlesnake to be able to take those 3 kills. Taking Razor down, normally, like, I guess Razor's sort of their carry, but sort of not. Because he went for a Mechanism and they have a Weaver. It looks like maybe he's going BKB after this. Yeah, they also got Slark. That's probably the biggest one. Slark needs to die. You don't want him to just like snowball out of control and you don't have a response to it. Rattlesnake leading is not really surprising in terms of experience, in terms of gold, simply because they were farming very aggressively early on. They had the jungler for the Darkseer, so they were farming 4 lanes
I
effectively.
see, careful. Lucky for him, the sentry ward just vanished. Nice vacuum. Can they actually take Chibi down? Yes, they can. That's the second time he dies. Nice frostbite coming off from Kabu.
Kabu really likes getting freezing field.
Yes.
I don't even know if it did anything. Whatever, he got it. I'm not arguing that point again. So if they do get him down, that's kind of one of the problems with Slark. If you use your Dark Pact a little too aggressively, you use it earlier than you need to, then it's very easy to kill you.
Yes.
If you leap in, you Dark Pact immediately, and then like as soon as Dark Pact ends, they stun you, you're probably going to die. You don't have any real resilience, and that's exactly what we see happen there. As soon as Dark Pact ends, he gets frostbitten, and that's his death. So a good kill. They just like kind of bait him out. I think Slark wasn't aware of how many people really up that clip when he was chasing,
Yeah.
and over his head.
And that's a deny on the tower. So that means that the towers are now even also in terms of gold because both teams have got 1 deny on the tower and 2 kills.
Yep.
Putting it even in the meantime. Sentry ward also continues. Sentry ward war actually, because everybody counters each other's constantly. Lanham has got a Shadow Blade. It's got a haste rune soon as well. And they want to use the haste rune as bait for the Slark, and successfully so. One more hit needed. What are you doing? One more hit. There we go. Crystal Maiden ownage is the call.
Yeah, and Crystal Maiden really needed to throw that out, or Slark was getting away.
Yes, I agree.
So very, very good by Kabu to just get in range for that last Crystal Nova. And another kill on Slark. Slark is suddenly starting to struggle. He was having a ton of success early, was moving around, they weren't really able to kill him. He wasn't getting a ton of kills, but that was kind of just the pace of the game and the situation he was in.
Yeah.
Rattlesnake were playing very defensively. But he was like farming, okay? Now he's suddenly trying to make things happen, and he's getting killed repeatedly, and things are looking very, very grim. If Insidious can't sort of calm down, tighten their belts, and just start actually playing a little bit safer. They don't need to go so over aggressive that they're getting punished heavily.
And they go up on the Weaver, but Weaver has time lapse. He also has 1700 gold, by the way, so looking good on that. But Lanham is going to be the one that they find. Telekinesis there as well. He tries to get himself out of there. He has the haste rune. Soul Assumption, is it going to be enough? Nope. They can't get him down. Luo lives as well. Everybody strumbles back to base, but no kills happening. And that's the thing, like constantly. Whoa, Infest out, open wounds, Ninja Boogie in some trouble, does have the Eye of the Storm up, in comes Kabu, looking for a freezing field perhaps, no, gets slowed down, will get chased down by Birds and Master of Birds, and Kabu will drop to Mr. Kyo.
Yeah, Kabu, that was some aggressive positioning with Queen Crystal Maiden. Maybe she was looking for the freezing field. Another issue with that ability. You have to run into the middle of fight as Crystal Maiden. And then like stand there for 7 seconds. Weaver's getting harassed a little bit in the top lane.
Yeah, again, same people there as well. And again,
Yeah,
he time lapses out.
Let's say I don't think anything will come of it, but they are doing it. It is happening.
Yeah, delaying his farm. I mean, at the same time, Insidious Gaming has got that highest net worth hero. They've got the Razor, but he is being trailed by 3 of Rattlesnakes. The Darkseer and the Dragonite and the Lifestealer are actually about the same net worth as he is. And I mean, the Razor is great and all, but he's not going to be the one to pull out most of the damage. He's going to be the one to suck the damage away from their opponent team, but Weaver is the one that should be doing the damage. And Weaver, in terms of net worth, is not really doing too well. On top of that, Weaver is normally a hero that goes for a defensive item like a Linken's or a BKB before really picking up some damage items. And he is building towards his BKB. So is the Razor. So where's the damage going to come from? Slark. But what is Slark doing? He dies. Right. So it's a tough situation for them to be in, I think. And they find Sagam. There's a Pounce. He's trying to TP himself out. In comes the Birds. No TP for him. And he won't be able to run either. We'll end up going down. Ninja Boogie with the last hit.
Yeah, they're starting to get these kills pretty successfully. It's even up once again. So like Rattlesnake's starting to take a little bit of advantage. Then Insidious now pulling back just a bit. But there's still an advantage in terms of farm on Rattlesnake just because of how well they've been doing it, actually farming the map. Even Crystal Maiden is like doing pretty okay.
Yeah, I mean, this is just meaning that Insidious Gaming has been trying to go for fights. They've been roaming a lot, trying to pick heroes off, but we hadn't had the first blood until minute 13, so that just means that the roamings and the movements were not sufficient to give them kills, and it's showing. It's definitely showing.
This guy keeps disconnecting and reconnecting. Is he one of the casters?
Yes.
Seems really unfortunate.
I know, you can imagine his frustrations.
Yeah.
We've all been there.
Definitely. So BKB finished now on Weaver. I don't know that I love the pickup. BKB is certainly a pretty powerful item in general, but there aren't like a ton of disables. Maybe he's worried about Dragon Tail. Like if he gets Dragon Tail, maybe he dies because this is a long duration stun. It's only at level 2 right now, but it only goes up by a quarter of a second each level, so it's already a 2 3/4 second stun. That's a long time when you're a Weaver who has like 1000 HP. Other than that, not a lot of item progression really coming up from this Dire side thus far. They haven't really picked up anything recently. There's that gem on the Slark, I guess, but it's like kind of a whatever item.
Well, at least he won't get ganked by a Dragon Knight anymore. That's nice. And Bounty Hunter?
Yeah, I guess I forgot. I wasn't thinking about Dragon Knight having Shadow Blade. It's a little bit better as a result. I was like, Bounty Hunter is never gonna really kill Slark by himself, anyways. But with Dragon Knight, if they both got up and they're invisible, they probably could get the kill. They're going for Roshan here. They have the medallion up. And somebody, there it is, and Smurf.
There is a ward up for Rattlesnake though. So I think they are aware that it's maybe being done, but it's gonna go down too fast, I think, even though... Yeah, I don't think they're gonna be able to do anything about it anymore.
Yeah, it's not going particularly quickly. I think it was just that Rattlesnake had already decided they weren't going to do anything about it. Which is maybe a little bit surprising. I guess neither team has like amazing team fight, so I don't know who's confident. I guess by taking Roshan, Insidious says, yeah, we're confident that we can take the team fight, and Rattlesnake are like, we're confident that we don't want to try.
Yeah, I mean, they have, in terms of team fight, you've got yourself a Darkseer on one team. I'm gonna mention it. There's a freezing field. Boom. We're also having a Dragon Knight with Breathe Fire. Definitely not underestimate that power, because if it's in a vacuum, that means that everybody gets hit with it. So that's the team fight of Rattlesnakes. On the other side, we've got that Eye of the Storm. It just makes it annoying to fight under the Razor. And, I mean, on top of that, you've got the birds, AoE stuns coming off from them. Rubik, they can steal anything that you throw at him, because every time you steal something from the Darkseer, you steal Vacuum, you steal Darkseer Wall, all of a sudden Insidious Game is going to win that team fight. And I think then, overall, Insidious Game is going to have the strongest team fight, purely by having the Rubik and the Eye of the Storm as well. Like, in terms of real 5-on-5 head-on team fight, everybody knowing that he's going to be in a team fight. Whoa, wait a second. JMX again going down, Gem of True Sight. That's a big pick-off. It was a infest, or sorry, it was a gank, not an infest gank. The infest was used at the end, but nice gank and good kill. 5 to 6 is the kill score. Probably one of the least high kill score games that we've seen today. But Rattlesnake, they keep their cool. Let's see.
Yeah, I think it's important to note that 4 of the deaths of Insidious right now are Slark. Slark has died 4 times.
Yeah, 4 of the 6.
Slark is not a hero that dies particularly often. He's pretty resilient to getting just like picked off with Dark Patch, with the Pounce to try and get away, with obviously Shadow Dance, and he'll gain regen while it's on. He's died a lot for all of these abilities that should make him just like resilient to ganks. So Rattlesnake are doing a good job of shutting him down, and that's, I think, somewhat contributing to the lead that they're able to enjoy at the moment, even if it's not a particularly large lead.
I think that if they make it to a late game, you've got a Dragon Knight and a Lifestealer up against a Razor and a Weaver. I think that a Dragon Knight Lifestealer should be able to win that.
Yeah, and Darkseer is also pretty good as the game goes on, just because Wall scales with them. Like, as Razor and Weaver and Slark all get bigger, obviously the Wall illusions will get bigger, so there's that.
Looks like a BKB picked up by Sagam. So
that's really weird.
It's really, yeah, I mean, it's an item that we see more often, but not as one of the earliest items that he has. Of course, he has the mechanism already, but as a secondary item, it just really means that at some point Rattlesnake wants to try and 5-man fight. And they just want to be able to walk away with that one. Just win one big team fight and the game. Perhaps.
I mean, that would always be the goal. Only have to try and win the one big team fight, and then you win the game. I don't think that's going to be the case here, unless, of course, they manage to pressure out these tier 2 towers while Insidious just don't try and force anything. They're just like, yeah, take our towers, whatever. And then they win like a big team fight on the outside of their base. Maybe they can do it fast enough. Their pushing isn't like amazing though, so it might be hard.
Track stolen by Mr. Keo. It's an important one to have. It's gonna be a tier 2 down. In the meantime, top lane doesn't go down just yet, though Luo is trying to split push with the Shadow Blade that he also has, by the way. And now the one with the gem means that he is not gonna be getting scouted out just yet, unless Insidious buy a new gem. He really wants this tower. He knows that people TP'd out from bottom lane though. This has to be risky. In comes Mr. Keo. There goes a track. Shadow Blade won't save you now. Tower not in the deny range. That's good at least. But I mean, with the track there, Luo not so safe as he used to be. At least he can rage it off.
Yes. Track is a very strong ability though. And just having that vision on Rubik is also very, very good. You can use it obviously on Bounty Hunter to great effect, but also Lifestealer and Dragonair are both rocking Shadow Blades right now. So Track is like a real good pickup for Mr.
They go
Keo.
for the Slark again. Track kills are here. One more track needed. Need a track. No, he's able to get away. Drums. And Shadow Dance keeps him up. Nicely done. In comes the Weaver. Not able to get anything done. But that's, I thought that was a kill. But it was very close, but not just enough. It's gonna be even tougher to do once Slark gets his BKB up. Everybody builds BKBs this game. It's fun.
Yeah, it's a real BKB heavy game. And I don't know. Mass BKBs is like, it's a thing you could do. We're gonna have what, 3 on both sides momentarily? That's a lot of BKBs. Everyone gets to be Magic Community fight. We're just gonna have big right click fights.
No, nice Darkseer roll. Vacuum in there as well. Razor already on the front ground. Goes for his BKB. Wants to have the static link up on Lannon. Damage is drained, and that's going to be a fortification to try and delay the push in. That will come in. Rage is there. Tracks go off. Goes on Boogie. Let's see if he can get it done. He's just walking into a bundle of enemy heroes and decides not to continue going for it. I don't blame him for it, but his tower at least lives. Dragon Tail goes on a creep. Okay, thank you for confusing me.
It was on the Visage Gargoyle.
Ah. And that's gonna be Insidious Gaming backing off. No kills done. Done to the tower, but that's it. And of course, ulti's used. BKB's used.
Yeah, Razor's continuing to farm, and he's going for it. He's going for Ags.
Nice.
Only 600 gold off of it. Yeah, it's a pretty powerful effect. It attacks very quickly. And of course it focuses buildings down, which can be sort of the pushing power they really might need to try and close this game out if they can win a team fight. Neither team is particularly great at pushing, and I think that might come up to be relevant and is what's going to make this game a little bit longer. In the long run, you're not going to get punished necessarily as hard for losing a fight, because neither team is like, they don't have like a lone druid, a Leshrac, something like that just melts a tower.
They don't. Luo gets a kill on Shivix after a long chase with the help of the Darkseer. And actually, again, the same thing that you mentioned already, he used the Dark Pact again before the Open Wounds was used.
Oh, Open Wounds,
so
yeah.
Assumption will chase down the Bounty Hunter to the base, but they were able to pick up the Rubik here. It was the Bounty Hunter that picked up the Rubik before, before getting there. Before able to TP out. But Icy gets himself a kill with that, gets his BKB up with that as well, and you know, he's still down to 10 seconds, and I'm still waiting for that one big fight that won't happen. I mean, really.
I mean, both teams must be very confident in their late game to be playing this way. And I think it's probably close. You can make arguments either way. It might just come down to who's going to be able to get the best initiation, as team fights often do. And from that point, anyone can really win the game. So we'll see. They're just going to be content to farm for now, though.
Yeah, like they have been content to farm for the entire game.
There's a pretty substantial experience lead on the side of Rattlesnake.
Experience.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, it's like 16.5k. That's a lot
It's
bigger
mostly
than
in the Rubik though, and the Lifestealer. Like Rubik very low, Lifestealer very high.
Yeah, I mean, their highest, they have 2 level heroes higher level than anyone on the side of Insidious, so that's probably relevant. And like their support has 2 levels on Rubik, that's pretty good as well.
Yep. Let's see if they want to fight again. I feel like Rattlesnake wants to fight, but they don't want a team fight. They want a gank, and so far in Cities Gaming, like one of the reasons that they are behind on experience is because they're together so much, and that means that Rattlesnake can't really snipe people off so much.
Yeah, I mean, they don't want a fair fight. That's the last thing they want is just 5. We'll have our 5 heroes, you have your 5 heroes, and we'll see what happens. We'll just all brawl. Because obviously there's a lot of risk associated with that, especially as heroes get bigger and bigger as the game goes on. If you could set up picks, or always make sure that you're taking like 4v2, 4v3 fights, whatever, it's very advantageous to your team. The problem is just being able to find those. Rattlesnake, I would imagine that they're aware that they're out farming them, or at least they think that they probably are, and they're willing to just kind of sit on that for now. Dragon Knight's going to farm some ancients again, though. He's gonna stack them up here.
Yeah, same thing
Probably
being
use
done
Dragon
on the Radiant side. Dire side rather, although the stacking did work, never mind. We have got more BKBs. We've got 3 BKBs on each team. It is IC, Lanham, and Sagan with a BKB, and on the other side it is the 3 other cores basically having a BKB as well. We also have...
It's important to note,
yes.
Rage on Lifestealer, so they technically have like 4 BKBs
True.
on the side of Rattlesnake.
True. And I did call Bounty Hunter a core just now, so...
Yeah.
They also have got the Aghanims up on Ninja Boogie. No refresher just yet, and they've got a 4-staff up on the Crystal Main. So more and more items getting complete here. I think Roshan will be an important factor for the teams. I don't think the Rattlesnake is gonna let it slide just like they did last time. The pings already come out from both teams. They know that it's about to spawn. The question is, how much do they want to invest in a fight?
Yeah, I don't. Might be silly to give up another Roshan for really no reason. Lanham uses his stun, but it's gonna be up momentarily. I feel like they can really be contesting this at this point.
I think so too. Sentry wards already go down. They just have to bait out some BKBs. For both teams that goes, by the way.
Yeah, whoever, it's gonna be like a chicken fight with trying to pop the other team's BKB first. The risky thing is, like, if you don't pop the BKB and you just get killed, that's also a problem. So, it'll be fun. It's going to be very interesting watching them prod each other's defenses near this Roshan pit and see how long it lasts. Track is a very good ability to have, though, and Slark.
Yeah, tries to... Oh, he can't get away. He goes down. That's going to be a fight. Insidious Gaming, they have to run. They can't fight this anymore. In comes Lanham with the Dragon Tail up on Ninja Boogie. Gonna go for it. He still has his BKB, but Ninja Boogie, he pops it. What's he gonna do now? Is he gonna try to TP out? He is just gonna static link, sag him, and tries to fight. Perhaps they can. The BKBs all around might be offering them some sanctuary. Lanham still looking for a pickoff. Looking for Ninja Boogie again. Finds him again. That's gonna be a kill. Going the way of Rattlesnake. TP out for Mr. Keo. And that's gonna be the rest of Insidious Gaming running towards their fountain. And I say fountain because their base is apparently not fast enough, because IC also chases down people there. Shuriken Toss is going to be there as well. Level 4 should be getting the kill. There we go. Track kill on the way. Rattlesnake getting 3 down, 4 down. Mr. Keo dies. No, he's not. Nice telekinesis.
He's going.
Oh! No.
Oh. Yeah, he would have died.
He would have.
But, like, oh.
Would have been a track kill as well. You know? It's nice. He's actually gonna get chased down by the bird. But he should be okay. The bird should not be okay. Mechanism helps him out, and that's gonna be Roshan. That's gonna be a fight going the way of Rattlesnakes. And I hate to blame people, but positioning for Shibi was just not properly done.
Yeah, I don't know, his Slark has just felt really underwhelming this game. And Slark is not the kind of hero that you can have on your team and describe him as such. If he's feeling underwhelming, it's probably really troublesome for just how the game flow is going. Oh, classy.
Very
yeah,
classy from the admin.
Yeah. Yeah, alright. It's like they've never watched Dota before. So yeah, they're gonna go for Roshan now. Insidious are going for it again. They just lost this fight near Roshan, and Rattlesnake can just walk in. The bird, the familiar's getting killed.
Yeah, I mean, This is actually going the way of Insidious Gaming if Rattlesnake's not careful.
Yeah, they're still just trying to poke at each other's defenses, wait for someone to make a mistake. And, you know, last time the first one to blink was Insidious, and it ended up getting Chivix killed. So, maybe that's what they were hoping to happen again. This time
Smurf gonna be taken down by Luo. Luo indeed, yep, getting the kill. He's gonna be chasing down, well, he's gonna be looking for probably Ninja Boogie next, but we're following Chibi, who's again tracked up. He hasn't used his he has used his BKB. In comes the Dragonite, goes for Ninja Boogie. He hasn't used his BKB. He is actually not using it at all. Now he does. But is it gonna be too late? It looks like it almost is. Bounty Hunter still went down on the side of Rattlesnakes. And there goes Luo, chasing down Ninja Boogie. In the end, he still gets him. Chibi, invisible. They do see him though, because there's a gem upon Luo. That's gonna be another kill going the way of Rattlesnake. They do lose 3 heroes, but it looks like they're getting way more back in return. Chasing down Rave Blue. He does have... No, he doesn't have anything. He goes down. That's gonna be a team wipe. That's gonna be Roshan finally going the way of Rattlesnakes. And a bit of an awkward fight to take for Insidious Gaming.
Yeah, I like that Luo went for it and infested into Lanham to try and get the last hit on the Weaver for the Rampage. Didn't quite get it. I appreciated it though. Yeah, what I was to say, one of you should pick up Aegis. Yeah. So they're gonna give it to Dragonite. Both of these heroes are like really difficult to kill right now, and these just don't really have the physical damage, especially if Eye of the Storm goes down quickly. Like, Eye of the Storm is a lot of their physical damage right now. Yeah. They need that to be hitting. And the problem is, Dragonite has 2300 HP. It's never going to focus him. How much? Lifestealer is sitting on 2000 HP. It's not going to hit him. It's going to go for, like, Bounty Hunter, who's at 1200. Or Crystal Maiden, who has 800. Or Creeps that just happen to be around. It's never going to focus the 2 heroes you want. Which has always kind of been one of my problems with Razor. I guess sort of the same thing I was getting at with Crystal Maiden. You want to have complete control over your abilities. You want to use them efficiently. You don't just want to rely on the game to sort of work it for you. And Razor's ult, as a result, is kind of awkward. You have to... It's kind of like Edict from Leshrac, where you have to position yourself very specifically to hit the targets that you want in a fight. Otherwise, you're just staying in the fight and it's kind of splitting it sort of all over the place. Maybe it's working well. With Razor ult, if you need to focus down specific heroes and you can't because they're always by someone else, it ends up not really being as valuable. And I'm talking a lot, but Dragonite gets kills.
Yep, nice pick up from the Slarkin. I mean, that Razor in the previous fight, he started down to chase down Luo, who was chasing down, of course, the Visage, got the kill on that, and then Luo went another way. Razor backed up, and he basically was not in the main core of the fight, which you kind of need to be if you want to have the maximum out of your Eye of the Storm. So positioning indeed very important for him. On top of that, he used his BKB when he was basically already dead. So kind of questionable. And it's Rattlesnake that's just showing them that they are indeed ahead. 15k gold ahead, 30k experience ahead. And we see that of course back in level 23 on the Lifestealer, and there's the highest level up on Insidious at level 16 Slark, who died 8 times this game.
Yeah, the Slark, I don't know, especially now all these BKBs are coming up. Like, he can kill Crystal Maiden, which is what he's been doing, but... Like, what? You're killing Crystal Maiden. She was a support, she did her job early on, she didn't really die as much as Crystal Maidens are off to do. Like, yeah, sure, you can dive in and kill Crystal Maiden, but you can't... If you can't fight the Dragonite, you can't fight the Lifestealer, you're probably not winning this game anymore.
Well, there's always hope in Dota.
Yes, definitely. I just mean that their decisions in fights have to be, they have to focus down one of these heroes. They can't just leave Lifestealer and Dragonite to run around the fight and slowly kill them off one at a time.
They can't take a 5-on-5 fight.
Yeah, they're probably in a position where that's going to be very difficult, if not impossible. And I don't know if they're going to be able to set up ganks either unless Rattlesnake play really sloppy. There's no real reason for Rattlesnake to split up at this point. They're so far ahead. They have a whole other tier of items up. They have, again, 30,000 experience. That's a substantial lead.
Oh, Icy finds himself a smoke gank, tries to TP out from it with his BKB on. Is not going to be able to do it in time though, goes down. Nice pickup for Insidious. And these kind of pickups are the ones that they have to do more. Luo tries the same thing, but will be able to get away this time. No gem going back to its previous owners. In the meantime though, the rest of Rattlesnake is actually pushing down mid. Might be able to lay down some harassment on a tier 3. Though of course there is a Ninja Boogie sitting around. being annoying, who's got 2100 gold, and the rest of Rattlesnake moves bottom to just have push-ins everywhere they can.
There's a new gem up on Visage as well. So both teams currently sitting on gems.
Nice. Are both bought by Mr. Keo?
Yes.
No, one by Shibix. One by Shibix.
Oh, is the one Lifestealer had bought by? Oh yeah, so it is. I knew the new one was bought by Mr. Keo. I guess I assumed that the other one was as well, but alright. Slark bought one. That's cool, yes. Monkey King Bar actually picked up by Lifestealer. Interesting. Does he think someone was going for Butterfly? Because no one's even really working towards it at the moment. Or maybe he just wanted the damage. It's certainly a very good damage item. You could make arguments for Daedalus being better, but Monkey King Bar is a little bit more consistent.
I would have liked to see Basher. With all these BKBs here, definitely a good item to have.
I mean, yeah, Abyssal is definitely a very powerful item on a hero like Lifestealer. Having that additional stun could also be very, very strong. And yeah, it goes through BKB, so like, Razor can pop BKB and you can Abyssal him and just kill him, and it's fine. And then once Razor's down, I think there's not enough physical damage that can come out. Well, I guess there's starting to be a lot from Weaver, but also Abyssal's very strong against Weaver.
Oh, smoke up again. This time doesn't find anybody though. We've almost got the Dragonite with the Mjolnir ready. I mean, more and more items get put up on everybody of Rattlesnakes. Insidious Gaming doesn't have that high item progression because they can't really find the freedom to farm that much. Of course, a Desolator is there and Wraith Blue, which is nice. But other than that, he is kind of the only one that really does a lot of damage with his right clicks, with his physical damage, apart from the Eye of the Storm. In the meantime, tier 3 tower. There is a fortification, there we go, used as well, as we have the dragon form stolen by Mr. Keo, so that will be a blue mini dragon, as Luo takes down one of the familiars. There goes the dragon tail up on the Weaver, track up on the Razor. They go for the buildings though. Who cares about heroes if you can take down buildings? Shadowblade away, in comes the PK beat. Chibi, I'm kind of wondering what he's thinking about, because he is already dead. Kind of like a suicide bomber right there without the bomb. BKB turned on everywhere. Mr. Keo taking a ton of damage in his dragon form. Luo, telekinesis, he'll end up going down, drops the gem as he goes. We still have Lanham alive though, and he's able to pick up his fellow dragon, pick up Ninja Boogie, goes for the Smurf next, and that should be another track kill to the board. Buybacks are there though. Smurf Shuriken doesn't kill him off, and that should be the end for Rattlesnake for this fight, because in comes Insidious again. And now they should back off, indeed they do. Lifestealer did end up buying back, and he is back into this as well, but his team not that doing that well on HP. He does get the gem back though, and it's the same one as before, so that's nice. Darkseer walls being stolen and planted. Nice steal by the Rubik, but apparently, well, it was enough to save his racks.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things is that Weaver is doing a lot of work this game. Wraith Blue he's all over the place in fights, he's surviving, and he's putting out a lot of damage, which is forcing these heroes back. Like, the problem is they can't really kill Wraith Blue that quickly. Because he is just Weaver, he's a very tricksy hero, likes to run in and out of fights. Slark isn't having success, but I think the Wraith Blue success is helping keep them in it.
Oh, miss.
Thunder creep.
Yeah, miss stun there. Dragon Tail. No more mana left up on Lanham either, so Dragon Form is going to be up in a second. He will be able to use that, but then he won't be able to use anything else. If they want to continue fighting this, which is of course the question.
They got the melee racks down, and their Roshan's going to be respawning in a couple minutes. They might just wait for that.
Well, there was a fight. I mean, Insidious used basically everything they had to try and force Rattlesnake out of their base. They used one buyback on the Razor, was the only buyback that they had, I believe. And they did get a buyback from the Lifestealer as well. They did kill him as well, which is nice. But other than that, I mean, they're still in the same tough position as they were before. And they're going to try to make a change to that again by smoking up. Again, let's see if they're going to be able to find someone this time.
Yeah, and Rattlesnake should be aware that this is the case. That the only way they're probably losing this game at this point is to let one of their big heroes get picked off without buyback. Like, Luo used his buyback, so if he gets picked off here, it can be very, very bad for them. He'll be down. He's level 25, right? I'm just assuming, but like, yeah, he's level 25. So he's gonna be down for a very long time. All they have to do is stay together. It's not like Insidious can really force a 5v5 fight in any position. They're losing them in their base, so trying to take one like in the radiant jungle is probably not going to work.
Better fight closest to your safety as possible, so you can actually walk out of the fight and walk back in, just like your all Slarks. But It's not working out for them. I hope that everybody has got TP scrolls. Ninja Boogie does have one. There's none on the Razor though. There's one on Mr. Keo. Wraith Blue does have one as well, and they're gonna need it because they're gonna be going to find their Rex soon, taken down as the Dire's Courier goes down still. That's gonna be Luo taking or losing a lot of attack damage to Ninja Boogie, who might be able to kill off Lanham with that, but Lanham getting away in time. In comes the BKBs, nice vacuum up on Ninja Boogie as well. Ninja Boogie stunned up and dead as well. Now on to Wraith Blue. He does have a time lapse, uses it, but has to use it to run himself out of this fight. Never mind, not able to do so. Lanham with the kill. Looking for another one to take down. Shibi is going to be pouncing himself away, will still die. And the Dragon Tail up on Mr. Smurf. Mr. Smurf dying. Keo going down as well. Double shot by Lanham. Triple kill for Lanham's Dragon Knight. And that was the GG called as well. So Rattlesnake will end up going to the semi-finals of the AMD Premier League. Because of course these were the quarterfinals. What slow-paced game with a not very impressive ending.
Yeah, it was really slow-paced. Both teams were playing very patiently, but Rattlesnake was always out farming, and I think maybe that just comes back to the difference in maybe skill level between the two teams. Rattlesnake, they were playing very patiently, and they were also farming the map very well. Insidious struggled a little bit in that respect. When you know the other team has a really greedy lineup and is going to be able to out-farm you if the game goes along, like they're running 3 cores and a jungler, you have to be able to try and make something happen. And they really just didn't, even though they had 2 supports and Rattlesnake only had 1. They never really made anything happen for the supports. Like we said, 13 minutes was First Blood.
Yeah.
That's really late for roaming supports like Visage and Rubik, who you want to move around, they want to get a kill. So it was just very, very patient, disciplined play by Rattlesnake, and they got rewarded.
Indeed they did. It was the last game for today, at least for the AMD Premier League. Tomorrow we're coming back with the last 2 quarterfinals. For now, we're going to jump ourselves over to the Corsair Gaming Summer Tournament. We'll find out if it's going to be Virtus Pro versus KP or if Fnatic versus IC Cup is still going on. Stick around for more Dota 2 action, and we'll be right back with you.